Welcome back to the O Hockey Show, and we are talking about the two crazy matchups that happened last night. They were physical, they were mean, they were aggressive, they felt like playoff hockey, unlike the other two games that happened last night. And this is going to be talking all about the Kings and Oilers and the Minnesota Wild versus the Dallas Stars. Now, this is going to be different than my other one. If you watch my other video, I was a little bit more detail about what happened, but I just want to talk about these two games because the other ones I took notes as they were going on, but this one, this series, I just had to watch the game, so I apologize. So it's going to be a little bit more opinionated than usual. I want to just talk about these games and just kind of what to look forward to going forward. So the Kings and the Oilers, they go to first overtime where the Kings just knock them out with a goal winning 4-3. So both teams starting out the game, they were very physical, very mean. It was surprising me by the Oilers, but they are playing exactly the way they need to play if they want to win the Stanley Cup. When it comes to winning the Stanley Cup, you've got to have all elements of the game, right? You have to. Look at the Avalanche. They were mean. They were gritty sometimes when they needed to be. They were hitting. They were in defense, jumping in on the offense. That they got all the pieces. They have all the pieces looking together right now. So let's talk more about it. So, no goal to start out the game. It was an interesting one. Eunice Korpisalo, he gets the save, but the puck goes through him. But everyone, I don't know what player it was, but just going completely into him. The whole crowd's like, boo, no call, what the hell? But I think that's the right call. I mean, it was a nutso play. There's no way that the goalie could have made the save. No goal, I think, is the right call. But Leon Draisaitl, he gets the puck into the zone. All the Oilers guys, they're fighting for the puck in the corners. They finally get it out, and Leon, he just creeps in, and finally they get the puck right up to him. No one's paying attention to him because all the tension's in the corner. Comes out, bang, into the back of the net past Korpisalo. Good goal there. Kings failing the mission, though, to start. They kept getting penalties to start the game. They fixed it later on, but to start they were getting very dangerous by giving up those power plays to the Oilers, and it paid off for one time after Bouchard gets a nice goal, but that was right after Connor McMandalorian comes in. And I know that might sound really stupid, but the guy, I mean, we know he's the best, but he's just like the Mandalorian. He skates in, he sees three guys, and they're like, it's 3v1, man. And he goes, I like those odds. And he goes straight through them and almost scores a goal. Fantastic. He gets held to 0 points tonight, which not for a lack of effort. He was definitely showing up, and he just got unlucky tonight. But Connor. Evan Bouchard. I don't know why I said Connor. He gets a magnificent goal. This guy looking great. If they're looking for a Nathan MacKinnon on this team, he's showing up. I mean, Nathan MacKinnon. Cale Makar for the Oilers playoff run. This guy is showing up. Last year was like, he's getting lucky. He's like a Shea Theodore. He's just showing up and everyone's talking about him because he got a couple goals. Who cares? But I'm over it. Evan Bouchard is a fantastic player. Those couple moves, he had a nice not spinorama, but the spin move to get off the guy. And this shot, this nice power play goal was a genius one from the blue line. The Kings, the problem, they sunk back. They're passing the puck around. There was a lot of net front battles going on. Puck comes out to the guy at the point. Bouchard's got a hell of a shot. The Kings are sunk back, and I know I'm off camera here, but they're sunk back, and Bouchard has all the room. He gets the move in shot. And that one goes in, top shelf, nice goal by Evan Bouchard, and that's what you need. That is what the Oilers need. That's what all teams need in my eyes, and that's why I pick teams like the Oilers, like the Avalanche, to win the Stanley Cup over other teams, maybe like the Bruins, because they're defensemen in the playoffs. You saw it last year with the Avalanche. Manson, getting the puck and just bam, slap shot goes in the back of the net, getting an important goal for the team. You don't think Bouchard's going to do a couple of those in this playoff run? Definitely he will. Anyways, moving on. Kempe. The third period was crazy. Now, I will say I did not see most of the second period or the third period because I was stuck watching this one, which I can't wait to talk about. So just to recap it, Kempe with an amazing backhand goal, making the score 2-1. Leon Draisaitl scores a nice one, making it 3. Kempe again off of a face-off draw, pulls it back, shoots it far side. I think that's Skinner's fault. I think that far away of a shot, and it's a killer shot. I mean, amazing that the guy can pull it off, but I think that is Skinner's fault. Defenseman, what are you supposed to do more about that? He was on him, and he gets the far side shot. That's supposed to be Skinner's save. So bad goal for Skinner in my eyes. And then Anze Kopitar with 17 seconds left gets the backhand goal on the power play and ties the game 3-3. The Kings power play looking better than the Oilers in this one. So interesting there, but they had 6 opportunities. No wonder. So, and Kopitar looked good this game. All the Kings looked pretty good this game, I gotta say. Excuse me. So, in overtime, though, both teams going back and forth, intensity, good plays on each end, and really, it was just great. And then the call, Desharnais. I don't know if I spelled his name right because I don't care. The guy's an idiot. So, the puck, he gets ripped off the puck or something like that. He gets skated by. He turns around as he's falling, and there's contention. The fans didn't like it in the building, which is ridiculous. They're throwing beer or whatever on the ice. Absolutely ridiculous. The guy who's 7 and 200 something pounds, he's not like a sneaky person. He flips around with his stick, and you can say that maybe the guy stepped on the broken stick on the ice. You can say like maybe he was selling it or something. But regardless, the giant guy spinning around, the player falls over, and the guy's flipping his stick. He's huge. You gotta call it. You have to call it no matter what, even if you think it was a real trip or not. Whatever, Desharnais, if he didn't do the whole stick thing, he would never have gotten the call. So he goes to the box like a big baby. The whole crowd's being a big baby. And right off the bat, Alex Iafallo scores the game winner. Absolutely nuts, and I can't wait to see the rest of this series. I mean, I cannot wait to see how they march back in Game 2. I know last season the Kings won Game 1. The Oilers went on and won the rest of the series, winning 4 games in a row. And I think that could happen here. My pick is still the Oilers to win this series, but the way the Kings hang in there, and that's going to be my takeaway for this one. LA Kings, the good thing about them is that they had their grit. They didn't give up. To start the game, the Oilers definitely looked like the way better team, and they looked a lot scarier, but the Kings hung in there, and that's what you got to do. And that's like, imagine when you play NHL with your friends, right? When you're playing, or any game really, like sure, they might get off to a hot start, and you're like, okay, just calm down. You're better than this. You're good. And that's what the Kings did. And I really like that they hung in there. They didn't give up. They stuck with their game, and it paid off. Also, Korpisalo, looked very good tonight. I was surprised. I've never been the biggest Korpisalo fan, but I'm going to say right now that he is changing my mind. His game tonight, he looked great. 37 saves. Very good for him. Anze Kopitar, too, with a goal and 2 assists tonight, being a very key player. It's crazy what he can still do at 35. And fixes, though, for the LA Kings, I gotta say, is momentum. I think they never really were in charge of it. I know it's hard to say that because they were in Edmonton, all the fans going crazy there. It's hard for you to get the momentum in that atmosphere. But the Kings, it always did feel more like the Oilers game. Even in overtime, I felt like the Oilers were a lot closer to getting those winners, and the Kings, they just got their opportunities. That's what I said they need to do. They need to play a little bit safer, play a little bit back towards their own net, not make any more don't do something stupid, because you don't want to give that other skilled and faster team the opportunity to go and score. So they were smart, they looked for their opportunities, and they scored when they needed to, and they're getting the job done. Very good for the LA Kings. Star of the night, I'm going to give to Kempe. Those 2 goals are very important. He got the job done. I know Kopitar is the one that got that tiebreaker, but they would not be there without his 2 goals. The Oilers, good. I'm just going to say everything. I love the way the Oilers played tonight. They did everything right except win. So overall, physicality, I love to see what they were doing. I know they showed like McDavid hit someone. They're like, see, look, he's very good at everything. And it was like the lightest hit in the world. Like, get out of here. But Overall, they were physical like they needed to be. Their depth were physical. They looked dangerous. Guys like Fogel jumping up. And defense was amazing. I just love the way the Oilers played. This is a Stanley Cup winning team, and I'm not really surprised to say that, but they looked just so good. So good in all aspects. The only thing they needed to fix is to seal the deal. They were the better team in this one. They just needed to score that one more goal or keep the Kings from scoring those important goals in the third period. Really, that third period really ran away from them. That's their biggest downfall. They just needed to, they literally just needed to seal the deal. They had the lid. They screwed the lid on. All they needed to do was put the thing in the refrigerator, and they dropped it instead and broke it. That's basically what they did. Star of the night, I'm going to give it to either Leon Draisaitl or to Evan Bouchard. I don't know who to give it to. I think Bouchard was a little bit more... I think he was a little bit more impressive in my eyes, but Draisaitl was there, and he was the main reason they were getting offense in. So I don't know which one of the two. I like them both. Bouchard, I think, played overall just a little bit more captivating, but Draisaitl was actually getting the points. So I don't know, whatever. Take your pick. And then we've got the game of the freaking night. The Minnesota Wild versus the Dallas Stars. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say I watched the first period of this one, because I didn't. I was watching this game up here, so I was more interested in that. So, yeah. So, did not see the beginning of the game to begin with. But when I tuned in, oh boy, was it a good one. I tuned in right at the perfect time. So, we're going to fast forward to the hit everyone's talking about. Oh my goodness gracious, the hit. This is an interesting one. I mean, obviously going back to the San Jose Sharks Game 7 with Joe Pavelski getting freaking killed by another guy. And Ryan Reeves on this team, which is interesting, so just saying that. But anyways, the hit. In my eyes, I don't think he did not hit his head. I mean, sure, maybe he clipped his chin a little bit, but it was definitely shoulder on shoulder. Was it late? Yes, it was definitely late. Pavelski's already released the puck from his stick, and he's just skating, and then Dumba goes for the hit. It was definitely a late hit, because the way you think as a player is like you pass it and then you get ready for a hit, right? He's already made the play, and now he's out of his like get ready for hit mode, you know? Like what it's like release, get ready, bam, right? He's already released. Now he's unready, and bam. And it's from the side. It's like a blind spot as well. So it is a dirty hit. And Matt Dumba, I gotta say, is a freaking idiot, and I hate him. He is one of my least favorite players in the league. He can go disappear. Anyways, so Joe Pavelski hit. I don't think was that bad. I like that they did the 5 minutes so they could review it, and I like that they did turn it into just a 2 minute. In my eyes, it was a dirty hit, but it was not a illegal hit. But I will say, for the 10-minute misconduct on this Dallas Stars, that is a confusing one to me. I did not like that call. I feel like the blowback of the call already being nothing for only a 2 minute for Dumba. I think it was already. I don't know. I think the blowback on the call, whatever was going to happen, I just think it's strange. The 10-minute misconduct, I felt like that was just not needed. So, kind of dumb on that one. But anyways, I think it was a clean hit, not illegal. Refs, what the hell were going on? In overtime, right at the end of the first one, which, holy crap, was it a freaking doozy. This game, back and forth, the physicality of the Minnesota Wild, the physicality showing up versus the Stars' skill. Perfect match there, perfect for a great series. The physicality versus skill, who wins that one? And it really showed. It really showed that it's a David versus Goliath thing, where the Minnesota Wild, you could tell they were getting so tired towards the end of in the second overtime. They were so gassed. They had nothing left in the tank because they were playing physical, and they were trying so hard. They had so many chances. Minnesota, over the 2 overtime periods, they definitely were the better team of the 2. They were getting the way better chances, but Jake Ottinger, if he was not the best goalie in the playoffs, I don't know who is. He's the next Vasilevsky, and by that, I don't mean the best goalie in the world. I mean, He doesn't get the best numbers in the season. He gets good enough because he's a good goalie, but nothing that impressive. Not 937s or something. He just gets good enough because he's a good goalie. But the playoffs are where he shines because he knows that's what he cares about. He doesn't care about all 82 games of the season or the 60 that he plays in the season. He cares about the 16 that he needs to win in the playoffs. And when he's there, he is freaking electric, and he gets the job done so well. Just fantastic by Jake Ottinger. All of his saves, incredible. The puck is going this way. It gets reversed this way, and he reads it, gets his toe out, and he recovers with a glove save. This guy is just unbelievable at what he does. Jake Ottinger, oh my God. Just oh my God. Unfortunate they couldn't seal the deal for him because, man, he's Otter on the ooze, and by that I mean you take an otter and you put the ooze from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he turns into Super Otter. That's who he was in this game. But the refs, the missed calls by the referees, the blatant trip on Thomas Harley, I think, the literal definition of a high stick from, I think, Brock Faber. Was he the one that whacked Sagan in the face? I don't know. But the bad missed calls by the refs, I don't know what I get. You put your whistle in your pocket. I mean, I think you either go no penalties or all penalties. I personally say no penalties, but these were so bad. I mean, at least they didn't call some really dumb tripping or something. But the missed calls were so bad. But the ones that they did do, oh my God, the Stars, this close to winning so often, but they just couldn't seal the deal. They just could not find the back of the net. And it was unfortunate. Neither could the freaking Minnesota Wild, but at least their chances were interesting. And the thing about it is that towards in the overtime, I kept seeing that, Dallas would get in the zone, but they wouldn't get a good shot off, or they'd shoot it wide. Minnesota, when they got their chances, they were on a great situated 3-on-2, and they would get the shot on net. And that was the big differentiator there, is Minnesota's looked a little bit more in charge of their play in overtime. And finally, Dallas power play so close, but it's Ryan Hartman, the guy who was hit by a shot. He just the bad bounce. I mean, it was nobody. It's not anyone's fault, really. I mean, it is someone's fault. I don't know whose it was, but puck just comes out. Same way with Matthew Tkachuk, the way he scored it in Boston's game. He just finds the puck. He's in the perfect spot. He's on his forehand. There's nothing Ottinger can do about it, and the guy scores. The guy who's banged up. Speaking of guys that were banged up, Wyatt Johnston, the guy they kept making a big deal about it. The commentators in this game were just atrocious. Absolutely atrocious in this. I just can't take it anymore sometimes. They were just so annoying to listen to. They were like, oh man, I mean, Wyatt Johnston took that shot. We're going to have to look after him, make sure he's okay out there. And they cut down to Leah Hextall or whatever annoying ladies down there. And they're like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's looking pretty tough out there. That shot looked really bad. He seems to be preferring that leg. And it's like, well, I'm so glad you get paid so much more money than a normal American family just to tell us something stupid like that. I mean, I don't know how much he actually makes, but all the commentators are freaking stupid. So, overall, just a fantastic series. I can't wait for the next one. Minnesota, good things. I gotta say, overall, their good things is aggression. Their physicality, their meanness is exactly what they need to bring to this to try to win. And that's what I said they needed to do, and they got the mission on lock. When it comes to against Dallas, they're not going to be able to play toe-to-toe with them. They got to play fist-to-toe. And they brought their A game, and it showed up. The problem is, who's going to break? What will break first? Will Dallas break against their physicality, or will Minnesota's physicality finally run out, and they'll get tired from the hits? Maybe finally Dallas is maybe going for the hits, though it doesn't always work out. I don't know. But great aggression there by Minnesota, and the defense looked great. Fixes, I just got to say, scoring. I mean, if they could have gotten a little bit more offense in and a little bit more goal scoring, I mean, they had their opportunities, but Jake Ottinger just shut them down. It wasn't for a lack of opportunity. They just couldn't get it past him. So if they can figure out their scoring in this series, they'll be perfectly fine. Star of the game for them, I don't know. No one really, I want to say, maybe, a Brock Faber for just how good he was in his first playoff game. But overall, I mean, the whole team played good. Like, Hartman being in injury, he got the goal, not really because of his fault. But I don't know who I would actually give it to. Like, there was no one really, like, jumped out at me, but it's not because no one was bad. Just everyone was pretty good. So I don't know who I'd give it to. So, you know what, let's just do Faber, because it's really cool that he's a college kid. And for Dallas, the good thing, Jake Ottinger. That was the number one thing for them. Their skill that was on display, but they couldn't get any goals, and that's their biggest thing, is that they need to freaking score. They had their opportunities too, same as the Wild. They just need to score 2 goals in this one. They could have easily been higher. And don't play physical back. Look for those hits, play around them. Get the puck in, pass it to the defense. They're going for the hits. Eventually, they're going to be out of position. Get it to the guys who will be open and score. That's how you get away with that. And star of the night, obviously, it's Jake Ottinger. Who the hell else? So that is all I've got to say. I know this is a long video, and I'm sure no one else has gotten to this point in the video, and I don't blame you. I don't get to the end of any hockey videos anyways either. Because usually I don't even watch hockey videos, if I'm going to be honest. So thank you for watching this, and if you liked it, please feel free to pick up your free subscription. I'm begging you to. And until next time, too sweet. I'm looking forward to tonight's games, and ta-ta for now.